According to Greek mythology, Sisyphus, the king of Ephyra, was punished by gods because he cheated death twice. I cheated death for the first 16 years of my life, as I was born and raised in a war zone in Beirut, Lebanon. Along with my family, I was forced to relocate 9 times. I witnessed my dad rebuild our home 6 times. Each time we would start over, buy new furniture, buy new toys, even new clothes, because when you're fleeing, you do not pack. Every time I saw death coming for us, every time we escaped, every time we relocated, every time we had to start over, I became more and more appreciative of life and the chances that were given to us. Then, in 2010, I moved to a new home and a new life. But this time, not fleeing a war zone, but following my heart. Just like I used to leave behind all of my clothes and toys, I left behind all of my family and friends and everything and everyone I called home. I moved to the United States at the peak of my career, and I had to start over. I moved to a different world where I had to constantly prove myself because I was the new immigrant. Starting over is not easy, but if you've done it enough times, you know exactly what it needs so that you can make the best out of it. So, the first one is learn how to dream. I mean, dream big. Dreams are free. So whether you're relocating to a new city, just ended a relationship, seek your wildest dreams. What do you really want? Do not adjust to the situation. Instead, look at it as an opportunity so that you can build a better life. Many consider starting over as a step backward, while in reality, it's a jump forward. You're given a chance to build with your own design, but now you have gained the grit and resilience so that that's your foundation. Second, believe. When you do a quick Google search, it shows that there is approximately 1.3 billion searches for starting over with nothing. This is a myth. This does not exist because there is no starting over with nothing. You have something. You already gained a lot to build on. Your failures, experiences, and past lives have taught you something. So you now have the tools to navigate through this. Build on what you have learned and know that this time you will build it much, much better because you have already gained the experience, the knowledge, and the clarity to know what works and what doesn't. Number 3, enjoy the process. That's the cute me. To be honest, my parents didn't always have the luxury of buying us new toys for safety and financial reasons, but we were happy. We were happy because we believed that tomorrow is going to be better. And being alive is the most important gift that we want to cherish. So a lot of the times, pots and pans were the only toys we had, but we knew that it was just the beginning and not the end. Starting over pushes you forward, not backward. Who would have imagined that a female immigrant fleeing a war zone would be standing on a TEDx stage in Dallas? But when I got on that plane from Beirut, I promised myself that my new chance at life is a chance to build a better and stronger future for myself. So I want you to ask yourselves today, what is your starting over? What is your promise that you're making to yourself today? Now, to the most important lesson I learned from my childhood is that you don't have to go through this life on your own. No one has to. My parents leaned on their community every single time they had to rebuild the house, and every single time we had to flee or escape. When I was expecting my first daughter, after 2 years of fertility treatment and thousands of miles away from family and friends, I built my own community of 300 moms in my city who wanted the same thing, support and connection. When my daughters were diagnosed with life-threatening food allergies, I built a community of allergy moms so that we can exchange tips and emotional support. When I moved from the corporate world and launched my dream business, I built a community of other female entrepreneurs who had the same crazy ideas of wanting to change the world. At every new beginning, I leaned on other women from different backgrounds, ethnicities, and age groups. We each had her own journey, but we all had the same need for connection. From each of those women, I learned something new, I gained something unique, and I exchanged support in a different kind. But the constant has been and will always be communities push you forward so that you can grow faster and better. Build your own community. Don't wait for anyone to do it for you. There are 7.8 billion people on this planet. There are at least 5 people who are going through the same thing you're going through right now. Connect with them through social media and technology. Find them and lean onto each other. So now, we're going to go back to Sisyphus. His punishment was to push the boulder up the hill. However, as soon as he would get close to the top, the boulder would roll back down, and he had to start over. For eternity, repeating a useless task. For eternity, starting over without a hope of success. Unlike Sisyphus, I'm not alone, and you are not alone. We are all constantly starting over, and if we lean onto each other, together we can build a more promising future for all of us. Never underestimate the power of the collective genius. And unlike Sisyphus, my journey that led me to constantly start over is not a punishment. It is the destiny of all humanity. We are continually evolving and starting over, even if we haven't physically relocated or changed careers. As you grow emotionally, mentally, and physically, you're starting over. As the people around you change, move, or move on, you're starting over. And finally, I hope these words will reach the Afghani woman relocating, the Syrian teenager leaving her family behind for a better future, the Ukrainian mom fleeing the war zone, the woman going through a rough divorce, the woman going after her dreams, and any woman who's starting over, and tell her, tomorrow is going to be brighter and better. Just keep on moving forward and dream big. Thank you.